All right, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Quadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the 144,000, the rest of the elect. I'm the brother Yawanathan, back with another quick lesson, Lord willing, it's edifying. And this is just going to be a quick Cbdc update. All right, central bank digital currency update, because yes, this is going to lead to the mark of the beast. All right, the prophecy of Revelation 13, verse 16 through 18, which the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip implant. All right, in order to basically buy and sell, as the prophecy says, with this mark, with this chip, you're going to have some type of digital currency in place already. And that's what we see going on throughout the world. This is a global effort from all nations. All world leaders are all conforming to the central bankers. And they already have done that by accepting their different fiat currencies, all right? These different nations throughout the world. But now they're digitalizing their currencies. And this is all always part of the plan, all right? Because once again, that prophecy of Revelation 13, what the Apostle John saw in his vision, that the Lord gave him, what he saw was people using an RFID chip to buy and sell throughout society. He said to all those that didn't have it, they weren't able to buy and sell. All right, so we right here, that chip technology already exists. You already got people walking around with RFID chips in them with all their banking info, their IDs, and medical records, etc. So as far as the prophecy is concerned, it hasn't been made mandatory yet. But I believe these are the first steps. Bringing the Cbdc is the first steps before you can make that chip mandatory. Because if you still got cash, if you still got other means of buying and selling, then that will upset the prophecy. All right, John said that no man was able to buy or sell save he that had the mark, meaning except those that had the RFID chip. All right, so here in Russia, Bank of Russia pursues digital ruble launched by July 2025. And one sec. I believe I might have already done a video on that. All right, but it's coming out again because they just finished their pilot program. All right, so it came out again on Thursday, August 1st, 2024 from thepapers.com, not PAPERS, PAYPERS. And Lord willing, I'll remember to post a link to these articles in the description. But it says Bank of Russia has set out to launch its central bank digital currency known as the digital ruble by July 2025 following successful pilot tests. So one thing I just want to say briefly is that you have the ruble that already exists, right? And we know that interview that Aaron Russo did, I believe that was with Alex Jones, he was explaining to him how they want a one world currency, one world government, one world religion, and how they're going to all tie it in is by way of that microchip. Now, you got Russia, their economy, their currency is called the ruble. You go to China, it's called the yuan. You go to America, it's called the United States dollar, etc. Guess what? These are all still one world currencies. You can still exchange these currencies on the market. All right, you can still translate your money really into any money because it's all coming from the same people, the central banks. All right, all these nations already have something in common. They're already being operated under a central bank. So it could be called a digital ruble. It could be called a digital Jamaican exchange, a Jamdex. It could be called the digital whatever the fuck, man, the digital dollar. It don't matter what they call it. It's still one currency. It's still coming from the same people, the same wicked elite. All right, which is the central banking family, such as the Rothschilds on down. All right, who are Edomites, by the way, according to the Bible. That's how we've been able to link this whole thing up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah being taught, of course, by the right men, the prophets of the Lord, the apostles of Great Millstone. All right, we able to see this thing because we can see who's ruling. We know that Esau, Edom is the one in power, and we know that he's that beast, the dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns in the book of Revelation 13. All right, so without that information, all right, the picture's not going to be as clear. You won't be able to really understand what is the mark of the beast. Who's the beast? All right, you got to understand all these things. You got to go into the word mark, the word charagma in the Greek. I mean, it's not just a thing of just opening the Bible and reading it and thinking you understand. You got to get the understanding. The scriptures tell you that. With all thy getting, get understanding. All right, so don't let that fool you up thinking that it has to be all one name, the one world currency. It has to be one singular currency. No, it's already a one world currency. It's all under the central bank. They just have different names in whatever particular country you're in. In Russia, they don't speak English, so they're not going to call it the United States dollar. All right, they have their own name for their own currency. So all that's happening right now is the world is digitalizing. All these nations are going digital with their currencies. They're turning it from a physical fiat paper money into a digital fiat money. That's all it is. Because people get tripped up about that. You know, like if they're going to just have one coin and they're going to say this is the one reserve world currency. They don't have to do that. It's all a digital system that's already being put in place. It's a digital infrastructure that really unites all these different nations' currencies into one anyways. Because like I said, especially with the CBDC, it's nothing to just translate it in the system. It's a digital money. It's nothing to just turn it into wherever you're trying to spend it at, man. But obviously, if you're in America, you're not going to be using rubles. Right? You're going to be using American dollars. So you're going to be using the United States digital dollar. It says, according to TASS, Russia's state-run news agency, if everything goes as planned and the pilot programs are successfully completed, which I heard they already did. It said it, yeah, following successful pilot tests. Anyways, Russia will launch the digital fiat currency in a mass implementation by July 2025. However, the transition will be a gradual process. And that's how it is with everything with this devil. Gradualism and conditioning. See, they could have already did this, but as some of this article, I believe, yeah, the next paragraph is going to explain, you got something called culture shock, man. You can't just change things dramatically in front of somebody and expect them not to be shocked and basically resistant to it. Especially if it's something as suspicious as putting a microchip inside of you. You know, people ain't just going to go for that unless there's some type of scenario in which their safety is an immediate threat. You know, they don't care about privacy. That's what the whole COVID thing was all about. It was showing you that people would trade their privacy and their freedom for safety and convenience. All right, so now that that's been done already, that project and that experiment was completed. Now they're moving on to the next thing, which they're saying by the end of this year, the economy could tank. And that Japanese stock market thing was basically a sign that things is not right. You know, even though they try to portray it and, you know, they're keeping everything peace, so to speak, meaning people ain't panicking, people ain't out here losing their minds because they don't really know what's going on. So they keep people in the dark. They feed them the propaganda news. But then when the fear tactic comes, when the Black Swan event comes, the people basically scramble and they lose it. And therefore they come with their solution, which the next thing is going to have to be the chip, man. All right, after they implement the CBDCs and the digital IDs, the next thing is going to have to be the chip. There's really nothing else before that. There's really nothing else to do after that, so to speak, meaning, you know, what they're going to bring another vaccine? You know, they're going to have another world lockdown and reopen it again? No, man, they just going to do the real thing and they're going to bring that chip. All right. When the time is right, just like a snake, a serpent. All right. A snake, it knows when to strike. And the so-called white man is a serpent, according to the Bible, that old serpent, that dragon, the devil and Satan, Esau, Edom. That's him, according to the Bible. It says earlier in April 2024, the governor of the Bank of Russia emphasized that the widespread implementation of Russia's CBDC will likely take 5 to 7 years. So that falls in with their little 2030 agenda, which they can easily speed that up. All right, don't get too hyped over the numbers and the dates, man. Even with the July 2025, don't get all hyped up about it. We just got to wait and see. We taking it one day at a time, so to speak. We observing things. We giving warning from the Lord, as the scriptures say, standing on our watchtower. But, I'll be getting excited. And then next thing you know, July 2025 is here. Nothing happened. And then you feel disappointed. Like the scriptures say, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. When something is deferred, it's basically being delayed and prolonged, which, the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it. So Habakkuk 2 and 3, we know that, this thing is set for a particular time. All right. There's a time and date when this thing is actually going to come to pass, and we just have to wait. And we don't know that. The Lord don't even know the time. Only the Heavenly Father, he said he put it in his power to know the time and the seasons, and he doesn't basically give it to no other man. So that's just a disclaimer. Don't get too worked up and don't get disappointed when you hear 5 to 7 years. They have Operation Warp Speed. Remember, they speeding this thing up. It says, noting that it will be a natural process. They even put quotations, a natural process, because the choice of people and businesses is crucial, and it must be convenient for them. See that? That's how they getting you people. That's the bait right there. That's how they baiting you. It's convenient. It must be convenient. It's crucial and it's convenient. That's pretty much it on that article. I just have another article here. Bank of Ghana test Cbdc powered cross-border payments. See what I was just saying? Cross-border payments, meaning there's no more need to go to the exchange and get your currency exchanged because it's digital. It doesn't matter now. All right. It's still a fiat currency. It's still backed by nothing. And guess what? It is a one world government. It is a one world currency. All right. Because all of them are basically issuing a central bank digital currency. So who's it coming from? The central bank. That's where it's centralized at. That's where it's being under one umbrella, under the central bank. The Bank of Ghana has wrapped up a pilot project demonstrating the use of digital credentials for international trade and Cbdc-based cross-border transactions. So they finished their pilot. All right, you can go to the website, cbdctracker.org. It shows you all the countries who have piloted it, who are researching it, who have completed the pilot, even some who are in the experimental phase. All right, like China, they're already using the Cbdc. They're already using digital currencies. Some other countries, Sweden, they already using digital currencies. It may not be a Cbdc per se. All right, check this out. It may not be the central bank digital currency, but it's their whatever currency they're already using. It's in the form of digital money already, just like us here, man. We got bank accounts, right? You pay your bills, you use your phone. You pay for shit, use your phone. All right, you don't take out money everywhere you go, physical paper money, because it's not needed no more. That's been the gradual conditioning right there, man. They've already basically done away with cash damn near. Like I said, just going to take that black swan type event to bring this thing in. You see? 2 more articles, just reading the headline mainly. India's digital rupee. So they got the rupee, now they got the digital rupee. India's digital rupee surpasses 5 million users. India's central bank, the Reserve Bank of India, has revealed that as of June, there were 5 million digital rupee users and 420,000 merchants participating in the retail central bank digital currency pilot. See, so they getting the whole world down with this thing, man, from India all across the globe. This is how we know that this is the prophecy of the mark of the beast. This is how it's going to build up. This is what it's leading to. It doesn't just end with a digital ID and digital currency. It goes further than that. All right, to microchipping you. It says the RBI emphasized that the digital rupee is designed to complement cash and existing payment systems serving both wholesale and retail sectors. And that's the gradualism. They're not just going to take cash right away. They're going to make you feel like you don't want to use cash no more. Just like with the cell phones, right? When they had the flip phones and then they went to the touch screen smartphones, There wasn't no big announcement. People did not say, oh, they didn't announce it to the world. Oh, flip phones are done away with. Nobody wants a flip phone no more. Why? They still got flip phones. Why does nobody want it? One, you're not going to be able to keep up to date with everything that's going on, because you might not have access to certain 5Gs and things like that. And two, it's just not the cool thing. It's not the convenient thing anymore. These phones are smarter, they better, they faster. It's the same thing, bro. People are going to basically, cash is going to be obsolete. They're just basically going to say, what's the point of even using cash anymore? We don't need it. All right. They may not just say, oh, we're banning cash. They may not say it like that, but it's just going to still happen naturally anyways. That's the point. All right. But they keep trying to get you people with all this. Oh, cash is not going to be done away with. This is not replacing cash. It's complementing it. So what the fuck is the point then? Just why would you have a digital dollar and then have a physical dollar? Just have only one or the other. Why would you have both? It doesn't make sense. But again, that's why the scriptures say, you know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We are not ignorant. Talking about the hopeful elect, those that know the Heavenly Father's will. And that's how we're not ignorant, is because we know the prophecies. Amos 3:7. The Lord revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. His secret is what? His prophecies, man. What he's going to do. His purposes, his goals, his intentions. Not everybody knows the Lord. All right. And that's why these people are just going to go along with it. Whether it be out of fear, whether it be because it's convenient, whatever the excuse may be, there's no excuse to take the chip. According to the prophecy, to the scriptures, you're going to be destroyed for taking that. All right. All those that take the charagma in their right hand or their forehead or wherever in their body, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be burned alive. Because America, which is Babylon the Great, all right, this place is going to be burned by missiles. World War III. So this is all just a test, man. At the end of the day, I'm going to get the scriptures. This is all a test. The whole chip thing is all a trial of the faith of the elect. All right, and the rest of the people that take it, you didn't matter anyways. You was never even being considered to be one of the Lord's elect. All right, the temptation and the trial aspect of it, of the hour of temptation, is mainly for the elect. It's going to try everybody in the world, but not everybody's worthy to even be tried. Nobody's really professing faith. Who's professing faith in the Lord? All right, it's only a small remnant. So, and that's I'm talking about the remnant of Israel, that is, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because, yeah, you got some Edomites, some so-called white people, and you never know. They could be Jake, hardcore Christians. They know that the mark of the beast is the chip. They know it before IUIC knows it. Check that out. But they know, and they're getting ready to resist it and fight the temptation too. But guess what? If they're not Israelites to begin with, it's all in vain. It doesn't matter. They still gonna burn in the missiles. All right. The only ones that's going to be saved from that nuclear destruction is the elect, and the elect is not going to take the chip. Because then you basically forfeiting your salvation when you're taking that chip. You see, so it's impossible for you to still be saved and take the chip. You got to make up your mind. Would you rather die by your head getting chopped off, if it comes to that, or would you rather burn alive in a nuclear destruction? You decide, man. Which really, again, the decision is already made for us, as I'm going to read Revelation 3. But at the end of the day, that's what you got to sit down and contemplate as a man. Would you rather get your head chopped off, or would you rather burn alive while you're staying on your feet? According to Zechariah 14:12. All right, the choice is not hard. It's going to be hard to actually, to live through that and enact it. But the Lord, Yahweh Bashim El Shai, is going to give us a spirit to get through it. All right, that's what we faithfully believe. You see, Google Pay, Phone PE, Amazon Pay, Cred, and Mobikwik looking to join, what is that again? Reserve Bank of India, RBI, digital currency pilot. See? So these are all mostly American companies. So why they're joining forces with these goddamn Indians and their central bank digital currency pilots? Why they joining with them? Why they want to get on? Because it's all going to be the same. At the end of the day, it's all going to be one world currency. One world digital currency on the microchip. That's why. All right. I'm not even going to read too much of this. I'm not going to read any of this probably. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, they all doing it. They all doing the same thing. They all getting down with the digital currency, with the central bank digital currency. So this is Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So that's a direct message. You can see that it's in red letters. That means it's the Lord Yahweh Shai speaking, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. And who is he speaking to? Because thou. Who's thou? He's talking to somebody, right? He's talking to the elect. He's talking to the men of the Lord, the prophets, who are teaching this truth, the 100% truth. And patience means to suffer. So that means these men have to suffer while they're teaching. All right, they got to be called conspiracy nuts. I mean, just all the tribulation that come with preaching his word, getting looked at like an ostrich of your family, getting outcasted, getting ridiculed, criticized, etc., man, ultimately leading to persecution. And even some of us having to get put to death for this. That's part of the patience, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Revelation 20:4, it said those men that was beheaded for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So that's part of what? Teaching his word. The word of the Lord's patience, bringing these prophecies out, patiently waiting for them. It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So it's not a literal hour. It's just a time frame in which the world is going to be tried and tempted. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So while the earth and the whole world, the word world there is oikumene in the Greek. It means the inhabited earth. While this test is going on, the Lord is going to have a certain special spirit on the elect. All right, to not take it, because it says, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So what is that? 1 Corinthians 10:13. All right, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to men. So this is going to be an example of that, because this temptation is going to be common to all men. All right, all people in the world, as we just read, to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this trial, this temptation is going to be upon everybody. It's going to be common to men, all men, but the Most High is faithful. All right, but Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. All right, so the Lord doesn't basically give you more than you can handle. All right, you'll be tempted right to the breaking point, so the Lord can see your spirit. And if you fold, that means that you was not the elect. That means ultimately you didn't really have as much faith. All right, because a person with faith is going to endure temptation. James, what is that? James, the 5th chapter, 5 and 4, I think. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. You got to endure it, because you're supposed to understand that you can handle it. You're supposed to go into it with a positive faith mentality, meaning I can endure this because I can endure anything that the Lord gives me, because he said he's faithful. And he's not going to give me more than what I can handle. So anything that's presented before me, I can conquer this through Yahweh Shai. That's the mentality we're supposed to have. That's a mentality that the Lord has given us, man. A sound mind, not a fear. Okay? It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So the Lord will make some way for us to escape taking the chip. We're not going to have to resort to that. All right? We're not going to have to resort to that, because I believe in these scriptures. It says that the Most High will make a way with the temptation. So as the temptation is being presented to you, if you look deep enough, there's a way to escape it as well, right within there. All right. And it's just a matter of accomplishing your trial, so to speak, until when the Lord said, okay, it's done. He's proven himself. That's what it's going to take. All right, so just a quick exhortation for you brothers and an update on this Cbdc thing, because it's most definitely leading to the mark of the beast, to the RFID chip. So with that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Hope you were edified. Shalom.